Hey everyone, we've got another AskReddit question for you. Before we start, could you help me out and like and subscribe? Thank you. Here is the question. Girls, what inappropriate questions about guys have you always wanted answered? How often do you accidentally sit on your nuts? Reply, I live in England and it's generally freezing, so very rarely. Reply 2, must be nice. I live in Texas and I sit on 'em almost every day. Reply 3. Houstonian here, sack is currently stuck to both thighs simultaneously. You. So when guys crash at each other's houses, what do you do when you wake up with morning wood? Do you have to hide it from each other? Reply. You go to the bathroom, wait for it to half soften and take a piss. Reply 2, it's never really come up. Has every guy at some point in time tried to suck their own dong, or is this just fiction? Reply. I've tried. Didn't work. I can't even touch my own feet without bending my legs, so I don't know why I thought it would work. Reply 2. I'm flexible enough to do a split with my head laid on my knee and still not able to suck my own prick. Does sex really feel different with a condom on? Like, is there a noticeable difference, and if so, is it bad or feel less pleasurable? Reply. A very notable difference. I wouldn't say it feels bad, but the difference is definitely in that it's less pleasurable. Reply 2, yes. Rub the tips of your thumb and middle fingers together, lightly, so you feel a bit of a tickle. Repeat this with a latex glove on your hand. Obviously the glove will be thicker than a condom, but a barrier is still a barrier. Still worth the protection though, IMHO. Do you actually wash underneath your balls? Reply, yes, at least I hope others do it too. Reply 2. Well, I'm a guy for my whole life and I shower regularly, every day. There is no smell at all, only sweat, but no smell that guy is extra sweaty or doesn't have regular hygiene. Reply 3. I might have a problem then, because I wash well down there every day, but by after 24 hours, it's pretty unpleasant. How much does having a nice face matter? Especially in a long-term partner? Reply. Someone on Reddit said before that the most beautiful person in the world to you is the person you're in love with. I feel that is quite true. Reply 2. It's an important part of physical attractiveness, but it doesn't matter that much if I like her personality in general. Reply 3. Honestly, a lot, but each guy is going to have a different definition of what a nice face means to them. That being said, love will generally make a person more attracted to their partner over time, regardless of their partner's actual looks. Do you feel weird when someone sits on your lap because of you know? Reply. Well, every guy's different, but to avoid very awkward situations, only sit on laps of guys whose boner you wouldn't mind feeling. Once it happens, both you and he are aware, and things can get really strange for everyone for different reasons. Reply 2. This really depends on the person. If it's someone I'm absolutely not attracted to, then it's not a big deal at all. Reply 3. Also, hot friend sits on your lap. Just know that we're doing everything in our power to not pop a well yeah no, because that would be awkward. Guys, you say you don't care how many partners a girl has had. But does it secretly bother you? Reply. For me, it does not matter, 25-year-old. But, if you ask someone how much partners she has been with and the girl is ashamed to answer the actual number and would lie about it, then that would bother me. Reply 2. So many people saying no, but honestly, I think everybody has a number. And I'm not trying to be a hypocrite either. Same for a dude. Club 3 times a week, 3 different people a week, times 52, times 10 years can be a huge number. Reply 3. This is true, but the point is, for many people it's not about sleeping with too many people, it's more about what it says about the person's character, lifestyle. If you spent the last 10 years sleeping with about 3 different people a week, your body count will be about 1,500. The problem is not the number itself. It would be fine for a 60-year-old counted over their whole life, but this is a very specific lifestyle you described. And if you spent 10 years straight like that, it would make me question your ability to stay in a monogamous, dedicated relationship. Like, really. 10 years of testing partners and never once met someone who you'd take it to the next level. Never felt the need to try to develop a deeper relationship with someone. Never spent more than 2 years in a more serious relationship in over a decade. Those would be red flags for me, to be honest, when considering a long-term partner. I'm from the UK and have a question for American guys. I know circumcision is really common over there. When you guys first start hooking up with people, are HJs a thing? Like when a guy has foreskin, it's so easy to stick my hands down his pants while we're making out and stroke him for a bit. But I remember the first time I was getting heavy with a boy who had been circumcised, I didn't actually know because he hadn't mentioned it to me before. And I put my hands down there and was really confused why it didn't move. Thankfully, I worked out what was going on quite quickly. Since then, I've had a couple of boyfriends who've been circumcised, and some of them need lube, lotion to pleasure themselves. But I always think it's a bit of a shame that I can't just stroke their wanker on a whim while we're making out. And that's always left me wondering if HJs just aren't really a thing in the US. Oh, and if they are a thing, does that mean you have to get lotion, lube out every time? If it's not a thing, do you guys just dive straight into BJs from kissing? Like you have to skip the part where you both have your hands on each other? Reply. I'm not circumcised and have personally never understood the need for lotion or lube for HJ. I guess I never knew that the foreskin is what makes it possible for me to enjoy it without the extra stuff. Reply 2. It might depend on the wanker and circumcision, but some guys' wanker skin still has movement even after circumcision, so they can still get a HJ without lube, although of course lube is always preferable. Reply 3. When my girlfriend and I first tried a HJ, we had to use spit because we didn't have lotion, but yes, we need some sort of lube. It's not a question, but I have on several occasions almost blurt out to random men on the street that they smell amazing. I don't know what kind of top scientists they have working on men's cologne these days, because holy crap, some guys smell good on like a primal level. Reply. You should definitely tell them. It's a fun compliment that I love getting. Reply 2. I think I can confidently speak for nearly every man and say that we would love to hear that. It is extremely rare that men receive a random compliment, and it makes us feel amazing. I am by no means a mud-crusted hermit, and I can count on one hand the random compliments I have received. I remember each of them almost word for word, and who said them. Please compliment men if you feel inclined to do so. It will most likely make their week, and they will remember it for months if not years. When you go to the bathroom, do you wash your hands before taking your pee-pee out to pee? Reply. Not usually unless my hands were already dirty. Reply 2. Or recently ate something spicy. Even if your hands are dry from a napkin, you may get a special surprise. Reply 3. Yeah, they say that washing your hands after pissing is less about germs from your pee-pee or even the piss, which is sterile. You are presumably pissing regularly throughout the day, so it provides a regular interval to wash away environmental germs from your filthy hands. Washing after a crap is unquestionably due to the possibility of crap on your fingers, which can cause E. coli and other things. What does it feel like to get a boner or to have sex? Reply. A boner. You can feel the weight of it. Like whichever position you're in, it's standing up, so you can feel the weight bearing down on the base. In your clothes, it's pushing against your pants trying to escape, so you can feel pressure. You can kind of feel the internal pressure of the blood inside it, and a certain tightness. Sex is like soft, warm, wet, luscious lips that fit over your whole wanker. Reply 2. Geez, everyone answering here is absolutely horrible at descriptive wording. Getting a boner, an actual boner and not some random one, it's fricking awesome. A solid heft and weight between your legs, swollen and engorged, and a deep sense of yearning and longing. Women have described being aroused as this primordial sense of feeling empty and needing to be filled. It's the opposite, it's a sense of being full and needing to fill in order to be satisfied, but the act itself simply isn't enough. You need to give, and every sensation flows through you, and it's sensitive and it wants to be even more sensitized. A pressure builds and wells up inside, becoming an all-consuming sensation enveloped in warmth and tightness, feeling every sensation returned with your own until a pulsing explosive release follows. How much does boob size matter? Reply. I would describe nice boobs as something that you get extra marks for, but you don't lose anything for not having them. People come in different shapes and sizes. I think that appearance is just about the mix of everything rather than one thing. Reply 2. This exactly. Having no boobs is perfectly fine, but I'm not going to lie and say that it can't add a little something. Reply 3. While that might be true, preferences vary wildly. Women can make any size look good, and I'm honestly more likely to notice when they're on the smaller side. There's a lot of ways to make that attractive as frick that you can't do when they're larger. Plus, all the women in my family have had chronic back problems even after reductions. If they're too large, I can't help but wonder if they're a pain in the back, lol. Reply 4. Exactly like this. Take a very pretty girl with big boobs, take away the boobs, she's still a very pretty girl. Now place those big boobs upon an ugly woman, both ugly in looks and personality, big boobs ain't going to save her. Then of course everyone is different, and tastes differ, and you do get a fair share of men who are go big boobs or go home. But for most, it's just a nice add-on, a girl is pretty even with small boobs. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.